Welcome everyone to another episode of Reese's Roundup. I am your host, the Lightning Kid himself, and today there's somebody walking down the street and he's watching me talk to myself. So we're just gonna give this a second. Alright, and now that awkwardness is over, and today Jimmy Butler is now on the Philadelphia 76ers. Wow. I didn't think Minnesota was actually going to go through with this trade, but they did, and it... Who won this trade? Who won this trade? Let's break it down. Let's break it down from every single aspect, and we'll see together who won this trade, all right? So, first things first, Jimmy Butler was traded for Robert Covington, Dario Saric, or however you pronounce his name, and Jared Bayless. Now, here's what I have to say about that. I think, low-key, this hurts... losing Robert Covington hurts the 76ers. He's a fantastic defender. Let's throw that out there. He was named to the all-defensive team last season. I think it was either first team or second team. And he shot 39% from three this season. You know, despite it being 12 games into the season, 39% is really good. So that is gonna hurt. Now, you are getting a better player in Jimmy Butler in terms of scoring and defense, but if you wanted to keep them, I mean, I think it would have been more beneficial to have them both together rather than getting rid of one for the other. So it does kind of suck losing Covington for Jimmy Butler, but you are getting a better player in that aspect. Now, Saric, on the other hand, or Saric, or however you pronounce his name, he's young. He's not a great scorer, but he averaged 11 and 6 before he was traded, so that's okay for a starter, I guess. And considering you had Joel Embiid as your other big man, it's okay. I guess it's okay. Jared Bayless, he's a good role player, but he really hasn't been good since he was in Memphis, and that was like 7 years ago. So his days are over. Now, the Sixers did win this trade. There's no doubt about it. The Sixers gave up some role players for a rental player. And I think Jimmy Butler's a good player. He can get you, he's been averaging over 20 points per game this season. So him mixed in with Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, I think that's going to help them in the long run. But that's not going to help them in the playoffs. I still don't think that with the addition of Jimmy Butler, they're going to win the playoffs. You still got Boston, you still got Toronto, hell, you can throw Milwaukee in there. So far, those teams are still better than Philadelphia. Now, this does help them get to the playoffs, but will it help them win a series in the playoffs? Highly unlikely. You know, Boston has a much better team chemistry-wise. Toronto, I mean, they've been playing great defensively and offensively. Milwaukee's been balling out so far this season. And you can even throw the Pacers in there because Victor Oladipo is balling out as well. So, I still think they solidified themselves to make the playoffs with Jimmy Butler in the mix now, but winning the playoffs, I don't see it. They also don't have any shooters outside of JJ Redick. I mean, you can make the case for Jimmy Butler. He's averaging 2 and 5 from 3-point this season, which is like, I don't know, I can't do math, so I'm not even gonna make up a number. But to take 5 threes a game, that's not really 3-point. That's not what considers you a 3-point shooter. So you can't mix him in there with JJ Redick. JJ Redick he's their only efficient shooter. Outside of that, you got Ben Simmons, who can't even take a mid-range jump shot. You got Joel Embiid, who can hit the 3 every here and there now. He did improve his 3-ball. And then you got Markelle Fultz, who's just a bust. No doubt about that. So, I don't know. I think Jimmy Butler's going to be the only guy scoring for that team. And if he is, then that's not going to help them at all in the long run. So that's a lose there. And then here you have their starting lineup. This is their starting lineup going into the rest of the season. So you'll have Markelle Fultz at point. most likely. JJ Redick at shooting guard, most likely, or, you know, flip them, whatever. You'll have Jimmy Butler, you'll have Ben Simmons, and then you'll have Joel Embiid. I don't really like that lineup, to be honest. Markelle Fultz is, I think he's trash. Ben Simmons can't score, nor can he play defense well enough to guard a power forward. Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler are going to be the only two offensive threats and defensive threats on that team. And with those two being the only, plus they don't even have a bench. So with those two being the only two getting buckets for the Sixers, it's definitely not going to look good for them. Now, like I said, this will help in the long run. Well, it'll help them right now. I think they're struggling a little bit right now, and they need somebody to really, like, you know, make them pick up the pace. And, you know, the whole thing with Jimmy Butler in Minnesota getting on his teammates about winning, you know, that'll really help the Sixers. That'll really push the Sixers to the edge that they need to start winning more games. So I think in terms of leadership, Jimmy Butler is a good fit for the Sixers. But in terms of winning, beating Boston, Toronto, Milwaukee maybe, I don't see it happening. But let me know what you guys think. Is Jimmy Butler a good fit for the 76ers, or would he have been better on another team? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what you guys want to see for next week's video. I'm out. Peace.